This is Eugene from LearnDialect.sg, and we are at our final episode of this special 6-part Cantonese How Do You Say series. To recap, we spent the first half of the series dispelling common myths of learning Cantonese, as well as investigating the differences between Singapore and Hong Kong Cantonese. For the second half, we had our Say It Like You Own It segments, where we help you to pick up some useful vocabulary so that you can get to know a person better, as well as ask a date out in Cantonese. Now, in this finale episode of Say It Like You Own It, we focus on what you can say during the date itself. For example, how do you dish out a compliment genuinely in Cantonese? What are some quick and easy conversational topics that you can have with your date? Without further ado, let's bring back our guest speaker, Eric Chow. What's the best compliment that you have received?
呢對鞋好靚。
That means your shoes are really beautiful. So
Yes.
you're a shoes person, fashion conscious person.
Try to.
And what's your fashion choice based on?
Okay, not t-shirt, not collarless t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I would say dress appropriately to the occasion
Mm-hmm.
and dress according to my age. I can't be wearing baggy pants at my age.
Well, maybe you can try one day.
Uh,
Try to get into the new fashion. Okay, so now on this part of the podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to combine the earlier sessions of our learning, meaning the questions and responses, as well as whether there's a formal or casual way when we are complimenting someone else. So the first compliment that we are going to say is you are either beautiful or handsome, depending on whether you're a girl or a guy. So Eric, how do you say you are beautiful to a lady?
okay, direct translation, you can say 你好靚, but it may be suggestive.
Mm-hmm.
So a less suggestive way
Right?
or less direct way to achieve this result would be something like 你今日着件衫好靚.
Okay,
Okay.
which means you're complimenting on the clothes.
Right, rather than the person directly.
Ah.
Okay, so maybe when you say 你好靚 will be more in a situation when you are knowing the person a little bit better
Okay.
and you are probably in love. Right.
Okay. So let's say if you want to keep it to a more non-suggestive way, you comment on the clothes. Right.
Yes, I think so. So clothes.
And how do you say it in Cantonese?
你今日着件衫好靚喎.
Okay. And if let's say you are close to the person, you're more comfortable with the person.
你今日好靚喎. But I still won't say 你好靚.
Okay.
I will still stick to, for me, for this really personal style.
Personal preference,
Yeah,
okay.
different people have different response. Some people are more direct than me.
Okay.
For my upbringing, I will stick to complimenting the clothing.
Ah.
Yeah.
So 你今日好靚, which means you today very beautiful, or if you want to just say you are beautiful, you say 你好靚. So that's something for the guys to look out for, whether you want to be dropping subtle hints.
Yes. If you don't want to be too direct and
Okay.
scared of the person.
So in the opposite direction, if let's say a girl is going to compliment a guy, how would they normally say it?
I usually get this comment from older women. Okay, that's a joke. If it is literally 你好靚仔, 你好
Okay.
英俊, but we don't hear people saying this
Mhm.
because it's just literal translation.
Okay.
I can imagine this will only be said by a girl who is not close to the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, if you know the person very well, probably you won't say this anymore.
Mhm.
So I will say that from an angle whereby the girl doesn't know the guy very well, but wants to know the guy a bit better. Just addressing the person as 靚仔, it is quite neutral. The girl is not expressing her interest in any way. Okay, and it's up to the guy to interpret. The girl will say, yeah, well, I don't mean to say anything. Please don't overthink. There's a escape route for the girl.
The ultimate question of what do women want?
Right.
But that's a big topic for another time. So back to this. It's up to the guy to interpret whether you're in the friend zone or not. So how would a guy know if a girl is interested in him? Action speaks louder than words, I guess.
You get more positive responses. When you
Okay.
ask the person out, you get favorable responses.
Mm-hmm.
You sit closer, I mean, yeah.
Ah,
Just very
okay.
typical. Yeah, the guys should know.
Now we know who's the master of dating.
Right.
Okay, so maybe a bit on good taste in clothes. If I want to compliment you that you have good taste in clothes, how do I go about saying that?
哇，你好叻着衫喎. 你着啲衫好靚喎，你喺邊度買衫㗎？So these are the subtle ways to compliment. Yeah, rather than directly complimenting the person.
Complimenting the looks of the person.
Compliment the look of the person, the dress.
And what would be a general response when a person compliments you are beautiful, you are handsome, apart from maybe giggles or laughter or thank you? Is there any general kind of response that you expect?
Okay, probably the person will respond by saying 唔係啦，呢件衫着好多次㗎啦。
Okay.
Okay, things like that.
So that's a more, I would say, humble response. The equivalent in Singlish, no lah, I've worn this shirt many, many times. That is a subtle response that most Cantonese typically would hold.
Right. I think in Singapore, what we say, what we respond to a great extent applies to Hong Kong. In terms of compliment, it is very often subtle.
Next compliment, you have been very helpful.
Okay, I won't directly translate it because it will sound very odd. However, I will say something like 多謝你幫忙.
多謝你幫忙, which means thank you for helping.
Yes. 唔該晒你喎. Okay, and when you say it, you have to sound sincere.
Okay.
Right.
And what kind of response would you be expecting then?
I will imagine the person replying by saying 唔使客氣，少少意思啫，舉手之勞啫，
Okay.
唔好客氣。
Right. So these are very humble responses. So earlier on, Eric, you mentioned that one is 多謝, one is 唔該. Is there a subtle difference in how they are being used?
多謝 will normally refer to cases when you receive something physical. Yeah, you receive a present. Receiving help or receiving a favor will get a response of 唔該. Usually. Okay. Yeah.
So sometimes it's a bit in the gray area, but generally you can say 多謝 is more physical, tangible, whereas 唔該 is more like a service.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Next compliment. Your perspective is very refreshing.
The way of thinking, you mean?
Yes.
你個諗法真係好特別。
你個諗法真係好特別. So it's your way of thinking is unique or is special. So next compliment, you're making a difference.
In what way? Sorry.
Maybe you're contributing to society, you're making a difference to people's life, whatever you're doing makes a difference.
Okay.
Is there a way to generally say it in Cantonese?
你做呢啲所有嘅嘢係好有意義，好值得人哋讚賞。
Yeah. 好有意義 means there's a lot of
meaningful.
Right?
It's meaningful.
Meaningful.
好值得人哋讚賞。Should be praised.
Should be praised.
Right.
That should be praised.
Right.
Last but not least, I'm proud of you.
Okay, of course, direct translation will be 我引你為榮. But no one will say this. Okay, you will only see it in movie subtitles. Okay, I would say a more lively, more genuine reply will be something along the line of 你真係好嘢，你真係叻，
你真係叻，
哇！你真係勁。
Which means you're very good, right?
Right.
Okay.
或者係我佩服你。Yeah.
So I'm very respectful of you. Generally, I would say these are the various forms of complimenting somebody. And the responses for the third, fourth, and the fifth compliment, what would the general response be? Would it be something like, thank you for your compliment?
No, I definitely not. People in Hong Kong are usually very humble. Okay, they will not accept this kind of direct compliment. They will rather say 唔會啦，唔係啦，邊會係啫？唔好咁講啦。
Okay, so they take on a more humble approach and say, no, it's not me, it's not like
that.
Right? So I think these are the kind of responses that you can expect when you compliment somebody, but don't take it to heart that they are not happy, because this is their culture where they are humble in their own unique ways. So there's some compliments that you can now use, especially when you're going on a date with a person that you're interested to carry on a conversation with. And that leads us to our last and final topic. Alright, Eric, we don't see much people wearing slippers in Hong Kong as compared to Singapore. So why do you think that that's the case? And putting the same question to you, shoes or slippers, which would you choose?
Depending on occasions, but shoes, we call it high. Slippers, we call it 拖鞋.
Okay. So why do you think Singaporeans prefer slippers over shoes in Hong Kong then?
We are down to earth people.
Nice. I love that answer. Okay, so in this podcast, we'll be talking about using simple this or that questions to further start conversation. So earlier on, we posed the questions of shoes or slippers to Eric. These are just very simple topics that you can keep in mind in order to carry on a conversation when you're on a date and, probably spur some interesting conversations or reactions to it. The next question I'll be asking Eric, it will be a quick 5-second response. So Eric, money or fame?
名同利，我揀，我真係唔知點揀。
Right.
Money is 利 ，fame is 名。
So in Cantonese, we generally flip it around. We say
名利。
Ming Lei. So for Eric, his response is he doesn't know how to choose.
I'll choose neither.
He'll choose neither. Okay, very down to earth. For the next question, warm or cold in terms of weather?
Warm is 熱
Okay,
，cold is 凍。
so what
Alright.
would you choose?
I will choose warm
Okay,
熱。
alright, so clearly very suited for Singapore. Next question, early bird or night owl?
好早起身 early bird，
Okay,
夜鬼 night owl。
okay,
But the phrase 夜鬼
mm-hmm.
is a little bit towards the colloquial side. Probably you won't use it in very formal setting. You either say 我好早起身
Mm-hmm.
early bird
Okay,
or 我好遲瞓覺
okay.
night owl.
Okay. So, Eric, are you an early bird or night owl?
I am both actually. I spend very few hours sleeping.
Wow,
Right.
maximizing life. Okay, next question. Call or text?
Call 打電話
Mhm.
text 傳短信
Okay,
I prefer to text.
you prefer to text. The last one. Bus or taxi?
巴士
Mm-hmm.
的士
Okay,
I prefer 巴士
you prefer bus.
Right, I don't have too much money to spend.
Okay, so I would choose bus as well, only because I can take my time to view the surroundings, have time to think on the bus because usually it's slower versus taxi. Good time to think about big questions in life. I hope this series of podcasts have been useful for you to get to know someone and improve the fluency of your daily conversations in Cantonese. So if you want to learn more, stay tuned to our podcast or visit our website at LearnDialect.sg. Alright, so with this, I'll end the podcast series. Alright, thank you, Eric, so much for your time. And we are so happy to have you share with us your personal experiences, your examples that have been very interesting. Thank you, Eric.
My pleasure.
Alright, bye.
Right.
So, did you like this special series of our Cantonese How Do You Say podcast? We hope this gives you a taste of simple real-life Cantonese conversations. To make it easier for you to refer to the other 5 parts of the series, here is a quick summary. Special Episode 1, Why You Are Never Too Old to Learn Cantonese. Special Episode 2, Debunking the Top Myths of Learning Cantonese. Special Episode 3, Differences between Singapore and Hong Kong Cantonese. Special Episode 4, Say It Like You Own It Part 1, Getting to Know Someone in Cantonese. Special Episode 5, Say It Like You Own It Part 2, Asking a Date Out. Special Episode 6, Say It Like You Own It Part 3, Giving Compliments and This and That Questions. Well, if you are keen to learn more Cantonese with us, please stay tuned to our next How Do You Say podcast. Alternatively, you can always sign up for our Cantonese workshops where we dive deeper into these vocabularies and sentence structures. Once again, thank you for listening. This is Eugene from LearnDialect.sg.